welcome to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. On this show, each week we help you choose what to watch and what to skip from the hundreds of choices that are streaming online. We also get you up close and personal with your favorite movie stars. So without further ado, here is what's coming up on the show. My recommendation for this week is A Simple Favor, a toxic friendship where a stay-at-home mother turns a detective that will spill secrets the world had buried long ago. Taapsee Pannu, Tahir Raj Bhasin and director Aakash Bhatia on their upcoming whirlwind of a comedy drama called Looop Lapeta. Chat with actors Sarbh and Ishwak Singh, who play nuclear physicist Homi J, Bhabha and astronomer Vikram Sarabhai in Sony Live's Rocket Boys. The singer who gave a new name to love and rebranded it as Ishq Wala Love, Neeti Mohan is back with her new song. Here is this week's recommendation, a movie that you can watch over this weekend. Secrets, Stephanie says in one of her vlog entries, are like margarine, easy to spread, bad for the heart. The story, A Simple Favor, is a story of a toxic friendship, badass women, smother moms, notorious backstories, and oodles of sexiness thrown in a carefully laden plot that reveals each and every bit very, very slowly. The movie, with a script by Jessica Scharzard based on a novel by Darcy Bell and directed by Paul Feig'S, sets up the characters of Emily and Stephanie in a suburb of Connecticut, with a suspense full of the lives of two of its three main characters, Lively and Kendrick. Paul Feig in the past has given us two glorious female-fronted farces, Bridesmaids and Spy, and one solid one, The Heat. This film stars Anna Kendrick, Blake Lively, Henry Golding, Andrew Rannells, and follows a small-town vlogger who tries to solve the disappearance of her mysterious and elegant friend. The friend who teaches her never to say sorry or be apologetic. This personality trait of hers actually has the entire plot surround her. This friend who makes the male parents' heart skip a beat whenever she comes to pick her little child from school in a Porsche and dressed in stylish suits and gorgeous stilettos. This woman certainly is hiding much more than what you can just see. The two friends develop an innocuous friendship of sorts and a lot of secrets when one who's a stay-at-home mother of extraordinary energy and enthusiasm also volunteers copiously for community and classroom activities. This sweet woman starts to help the narcissistic lawyer and often babysits her child when she's away or rather missing. One fine day, the sexy lawyer just disappears, and there starts the smother mom's quest to find her out, and also her rambunctious history that she had never actually wanted the world to know. Blake Lively, by the way, will totally bowl you over with her performance. An advocate in real life, apart from being an actor, she displays amazing aplomb on screen that has both the fiery attitude of a lawyer as well as the nasty demeanor of a lethal woman on a prowl. If you like mysteries, this should not be missed by you. Now, Taapsee Pannu will be seen next, saving her useless boyfriend in Looop Lapeta that drops on Netflix on 4th of February. I spoke to Taapsee, Tahir Raj Bhasin and director of the film Aakash Bhatia about making this film, which is the Hindi remake of the very popular German film Run Lola Run.
तापसी मेरे को ये बता दो कितना दौड़ोगी आप
बस इसके बाद नहीं बस हो गया जितना दौड़ सकती थी दौड़ ली इस पिक्चर के लिए.
In my college years, there was this film called Run Lola Run. It was a German film, very famous in those times because of its technique. एक ही situation and then after that इस technique को हमने कई और हिंदी films में भी देखा कि अगर एक ही situation को 3 बार जिया जाए तो उसके कैसे outcomes अलग हो सकते हैं. तापसी, when you have to do one scene thrice over, एक ही चीज को 3 बार करना है, and just the right amount of change and a different tonal quality also has to be there. How do you attempt that?
That is the best and the worst part about this film. Best because that's what an actor will enjoy doing. Worst because it is very difficult. Yeah, be it it's not just the situation has changed. I have to keep in mind what happened the first time around when I'm doing the second time.
Yeah.
And also things have happened differently in the second time. So I have to keep that also emotional continuity in mind. And then you do the third one, keeping in mind what happened the first time and the second time, and the things that have happened there, and how you've begun the third one, what mind frame you're coming with into the third loop. So there was a lot to process every time I attempted a scene, and we have to do it 3 times over in the same location. Be it a basic run of 50 meters, it was supposed to be done in a different way. The body language had to be different to your emotion had to be different, because something different has happened in every loop when I've reached a certain juncture. So hence it became the best and the worst part for both probably me and Aakash as well. We enjoyed discovering something new for every loop, but at the same time, it gets like, oh shit, didn't we kuch bhool to nahi gaye? So it was quite a mind bender to do the same thing in 3 different ways. And she's the only character who knows what has happened.
Who knows what's happening around her? Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why there was so much to keep in mind.
Tahir, tell me, इस फिल्म की स्क्रिप्ट अगर हाथ में आए और शुरू से आप इसको पढ़ना शुरू करें, तो it's like a novel. End तक पढ़नी जरूरी है. It's like a Jeffrey Archer, Sidney Sheldon, a kind of a novel.
I had always been a fan of Run Lola Run. जैसे कि आपने कहा, हम सबने मतलब कॉलेज के टाइम में ये फिल्म देखी हुई थी, and was fascinated at the concept. और कभी मैंने अपने सपने में भी नहीं सोचा था कि जब ये हिंदुस्तान में बनेगी, I would get to play Manny's part. So that was definitely something that attracted me to it. The fact that Taapsee was on board, because I've been watching all her films for the past few years and she's doing fantastic work. Yeah. And once I got involved in the process to know that technically how different, and you understand very quickly, within 4 days, I understood that this is going to be a very different looking film, thanks to the crew that Aakash had put together. So these were the 3 basic instincts that, wow, I mean, pun unintended. And of course, like how you mentioned, कि जब script आप पढ़ना शुरू करते हैं, तो it's like a bunch of short stories that eventually have a payoff in the ending. और खूबसूरती ये है कि वो एक ही हादसा आप 3 बारी देखेंगे, पर हर बारी आपके देखने का नजरिया बस थोड़ा सा बदल जाएगा.
Taapsee, I'm looking at the color of your top. This is just the color that we need right now. We need some positive, colorful colors, and this is exactly also one of the points of the film, that is the USP. Colors are so beautiful. It's like every scene has been shot in a casino or in a disco or in a, it's fluorescent lights everywhere. So this is also one of the reasons why the movie looks very nice. So the person watching it ends up feeling very nice. Aakash, so ये film कहाँ set करनी है? इसका treatment कैसे रखना है? The colors that you wanted to use and how you adapted it to the Indian audiences.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in terms of just the way the film's been, the visual landscape of the film comes from the storytelling that we wanted to do. It's a world building exercise. This film exists because it's a film. We wanted to treat it with that knowledge and with that sort of conscious self-awareness, we wanted to treat it like a comic book. We wanted it to look exciting, feel exciting, because all the characters are sort of in a graphic novel,
Right.
And it is exaggerated in some scenes. It's not exaggerated in some. We hold ourselves back and then we let go. So I mean, that sort of a treatment was something that I wanted to do, and all the other stakeholders that came in on the film, whether it's the actors, whether it's the producer, they were all very happy, because the original also had done something mind-bending for the time it was made. Yeah, I mean, and if you are adapting a film, the least you could do is bring freshness to it and in your own authorship, and that's something that was very important to us.
And immense amount of shot taking. How much footage did you get out of the shoot?
Please ask the actors this question also. Allow us to speak.
Oh God.
How much did you shoot, Taapsee and Tahir?
I don't want to revisit
Wait,
the memory.
Let me match this frame. Wait, let me match this frame.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was what. It's about मतलब कैमरा कहीं पे भी जा रहा है, मतलब एक पत्थर, मतलब मेरा अगर मैंने फोन उठाया तो there's a camera rigged to my arm.
Yes.
And अगर मैंने ईंट फेंकी है, there's a camera rigged to the ईंट. Yeah. So पत्थर फेंक रही तो camera rigged to a पत्थर. I'm like, oh my God, the point of views of this film are like crazy. तो मतलब एक point के बाद तो हमने बोल दिया था ये तो ऋग्वेदा बन गई है, लग रही है.
Now, you had loved Jim Sarbh, the very skilled theatre actor in films like Padmavat, Quest and Made in Heaven. And Ishwak Singh got you take him seriously as an actor through his web series called Patal Lok. They are in conversation with me about their highly anticipated series, Rocket Boys, in which they play legends of India's space adventure, Homi J, Bhabha and Vikram Sarabhai, respectively. The two actors tell me what to expect from this Sony Lives original series that is created by Nikhil Advani and Siddharth Roy Kapoor. Check it out.
I have to say, Jim, I was telling you, amazing casting. You actually look like Homi Jahangir Bhabha. You actually look like him. And Ishwak, you too, with a little bit of this addition that we've done with your ears to suit you and make you look like Vikram Sarabhai.
I just performed at the NCPA so much. I knew that the Bhabha family itself was such an important family for the cultural landscape of Bombay, not just the scientific landscape. And so, yeah.
What is the charm of playing a leader, a big person, heavily respected?
Tata eulogy and Vikram Sarabhai's eulogy, they both talk about him as a complete man. And when I think of what it means to be a complete man, I think, not just somebody who focuses only on his work, somebody who's involved with politics, culture, art, and whose interest in all of these are not superficial. They are deep and full of knowledge and full of practice. And he's ready to put in the hard work to not just learn about all of them, but to also make his vision of how the world could be an actual reality. That's like, it's like someone pulling an idea out of their head and suddenly the whole country can have it. It's incredible, incredible. And but more than just that, it's a person who knows how to live life. Believes in proper relationships, knows how to have a laugh, doesn't take himself seriously, has a wicked sense of humor. All of these things contribute to the complete man.
Well, tell me, Scott, how did you prepare for the body language of that man? Mahatma Gandhi, if you play Mahatma Gandhi, absolutely different body language. You play Indira Gandhi, absolutely different. I keep listening to a lot of interviews of big leaders of the world. They carry a certain persona with them. Isko nazarandaz nahi kiya ja sakta. When you get into the role that you play, especially this one, how did you prepare for it?
Demeanor to mind se hi aata hai. वो तो आपके mindset से आता है. It's not a particular posture or a gait that I wouldn't want to sort of approach it that way. It's fun to sort of get to know the person and then get to see how he looks at things, interpersonal relationships, professional aspiration, beliefs, ideologies, culture, upbringing, education. All these things form our accents, our demeanors, our mannerisms. All these things, I think it's all of it, and so many other things. Then day to day, परेशान होते हैं, थके होते हैं, तो वो ऐसा कोई उसको उतना सहज रखा था, जैसे कि जितना कि सहज एक इंसान होता है अपनी रोजमर्रा की जिंदगी में.
Now tell me, not all big leaders can be very interesting to, for their stories to be very interesting to watch or read for an average reader. How much have you contributed as an actor to making this character spicy? And does an actor do that very often in a biographical movie?
See, we're painting in a picture that history has more or less given us the black and white for, but we are painting the picture trying to be as accurate to what we've heard about them in our lives, in the research. And Malika Sarabhai, for example, watched it, and she really enjoyed both the portrayals. And so I think we've tried to be true to what we've heard about them, Homi did have the tendency to be a bit flamboyant, would show up to parties late. Would show up with some Hollywood A-list actress, this was very well documented. However, he had a companion through his life, probably his closest companion apart from maybe Sarabhai or Nehru. With Panditji Nehru, there was more of an older brother, kind of respect. It wasn't buddy. But Nehru also had a great sense of humor. I mean, you've heard his like very infectious laugh. I imagine this high pitched giggle that he had. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, you know, he did have a constant companion who, even after she got married and had a whole other family and life, was always his plus one to all dinners, events, concerts, plays. She was always there.
So great. So 3 cheers to a scientific attitude and the love for science and physics. So much needed right now in the world full of emotions and jargon. And really look forward to this. Rocket Boys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Time for a short break on Now Showing. When we come back, we have singer Neeti Mohan talking about her musical journey and her new song. We all know that she bowled everyone over with her song from Student of the Year, Ishq Wala Love. After this break. Welcome back to Now Showing. I'm Atika Farooqui. Now, Neeti Mohan, the singer of such chartbusters like Ishq Wala Love from Student of the Year, GRA from Jab Tak Hai Jaan, and Mere Yara from last year's Suryavanshi, Neeti, who's a frequent collaborator with A.R. Rahman, spoke to my colleague Vishal Chatkara about her musical journey. Listen in.
लाखों मिले कोई भी न तुम सा मिला हो मेरा ये दिल तेरी ओर चलता गया ना रुका मेरे यारा मान जाना मेरे यारा.
That was, of course, your song Mere Yara. It's a reprise version, although the song featured in Suryavanshi that released last month. What was so special about this song that you decided to do a solo version of it?
Well, Mere Yara from Suryavanshi originally is a duet and it's doing very well. So, you know, I thought that we should do a reprise version where it's a female take on that song. Sure, and apparently that is also, you know, loved by people. So just feeling grateful about that.
You know, which song you think from your filmography is the one you feel is most underrated and deserve more love and attention?
I don't know if I'm the right person to answer that, because it's sometimes the listeners who sometimes tag you and they say, oh my God, this song is such a gem, and we feel so sad that it did not get played like how other songs get played. So I get that a lot for the entire album of Bombay Velvet, which was like a jazz album composed by Amit Trivedi. एक पुराना गाना था जिसको गीता दत्त का सॉन्ग, जो हमने उसको उस सॉन्ग को एक नए तरीके से प्रेजेंट किया था इन द मूवी. सो दैट सॉन्ग वाज वेरी क्यूट. जाता कहाँ है दीवाने, सब कुछ यहाँ है सनम, बाकी के सारे फसाने झूठे हैं तेरी कसम.
You've been singing a song from many years now.
Yeah.
Is there one song, if I can ask you, from your filmography that you think took maximum time of yours, which one that would be?
There was a song Naino Wale Ne from Padmavat, and that was my first time singing for Bhansali sir. So I remember singing a scratch first, and then when we did the final version, how amazing how amazed I was to you know, to watch Bhansali sir make you record, because he's so sensitive to what you're singing and every word you're pronouncing and how you are singing and taking breath and leaving the last note.
You know, you made your debut in Bollywood in 2014 as a singer with the film Student of the Year.
Yeah.
Now we are in 2022. How would you explain the tangible change in your vocal texture over the years, Neeti?
I think over the years, I have understood more about my voice and how I can change it and modulate it according to the song. If the song demands me to sound, you know, very husky and soft and very whispery tone, I can do that. So I think over the years I've explored my voice in different, like singing jazz, then sometimes love songs, and sometimes even I've rapped recently in a song. So it's very exciting to be a vocalist, I feel.
So if I can ask you to give me any line of your famous or a favorite track in 3 different ways as a singer, how would you sing?
Okay, if I had to do Meri Zindagi Hai Tu, okay, from Satyamev Jayate. So if I had to sing it very, Meri Zindagi Hai Tu, Meri Zindagi Hai Tu. So that's very husky. Then I'll sing in a very normal, sweet tone. Meri Zindagi Hai Tu, Meri Zindagi Hai Tu.
And with that, we have come to the end of another episode of Now Showing. We will see you next week with more reviews and interviews. Until then, goodbye, thank you for watching, and remember, que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be.